aircraft crash in the backyard of an address of 1746 Nettington Court Drive. It actually, there is a retention pond there, and it crashed right on the edge of the retention pond in the backyard. According to the flight plan, there were 3 individuals on the plane. We have recovered 2 people deceased. Our JSO Dive Team is on scene. They are going to be looking in the water to see if there was that 3rd person on board the aircraft. That's what we have at this time.
Can you tell us where they were en route to?
They were en route to Craig Field. The tower has given us information that they called into the tower saying they couldn't see the runway. According to the JSO Air Unit, it's about 3-mile visibility right now. They couldn't see the runway. A short time later, they got an alert that it was low altitude for the airplane, and then we started getting phone calls that the plane had crashed.
So what they couldn't see it because of low clouds and fog, basically, in that situation?
Well, you know, the people that were on board are deceased, so we don't know what the situation was. NTSB, FAA are en route. They will be investigating the actual plane crash and what occurred in that accident.
Do you have any information on the plane model or number or anything, cell number?
The plane model is a Cessna 310. The specific information referenced the plane. We don't have that yet. The plane is actually underwater, and as soon as we have more information to release, we will.
Is there any sort of debris field or any of the homes damaged or any other property in the neighborhood damaged?
We have had officers go out around the area that the individual who was living in that home actually saw the plane coming in, and he saw it coming in and actually thought it was going to hit his house, he said. But we had people go out in the area because it was flying low just to make sure, and they're specifically in the area looking, but at this time we don't have any reports of any other damage.
Can you at least tell us if the deceased are men, women? Do you know the gender of the person you're looking for?
It appears to be 1 adult female and 1 adult male, and the 3rd person, I'm not sure of what gender it was.
Are you sure it's a family?
Pardon?
Do you know if this was a family?
We have the 90 days.
Do you know if the pilot was one of those words?
We don't.
So among the deceased, 1 male, 1 female.
Correct. We have 1 adult male and 1 adult female deceased.
The last person that was a child?
All right, 10-4. I appreciate that. Go ahead and let them through.
When the flight plane was filed, I had information that there was 3 passengers on board. Whether or not it did contain 3 passengers, we're going to take a cautionary measure. Our JSO Dive Team is going to go in the water and check.
Was that last person a child?
We don't have this.
When you do an operation like this, what goes into that?
Do an operation
your
like...
JSO Dive Team will some sort of situation like this?
Our JSO Dive Team will put on their gear and they're going to go in the water, and it's going to be very low visibility, and you know, they do a search with their hands, and we're going to go through the area.
Can you tell us how large the retention pond is, do you know, and how deep it is?
I don't know the specifics of how deep it is, but you can see the very top of the airplane from the retention pond. It's very close to the embankment of the side, but the entire retention pond is a very large pond.
And despite the poor visibility because of the weather we're having, we don't know if the pilot is from this area. We're very lucky this did not go into a house and this is not a lot worse. Is it possible the pilot, and I know you don't know that he knew the area and he knew maybe where to ditch the plane without causing any more loss of life?
Yeah, I don't want to say what I think may happen. All we know are the facts. What happened? We know it crashed into the retention pond, and we're very fortunate it did not hit any homes because it could be way more casualties that we're talking about right now. But right now we have 2 fatalities, and there may possibly be a 3rd.
And again, what the information that you received is they reported they could not see the runway.
Correct. They reported to the tower that they couldn't see the runway for Craig Airfield. So at that time, they were told to fly around. At that time, the tower got an alert that it was low altitude, and then we started getting calls around 6:20 p.m. that a plane had crashed.
When it crashed directly into the pond? You said like backyard, like in the backyard and skid into the pond? Or?
No, it came from further away in the pond towards the house area.
Anything else you can say as far as where the plane was coming from?
We don't have those specific details yet. The FAA is en route, as well as NTSB. And as soon as we gather those details and we have that information, our JSO homicide as well is on scene. We'll release as much as we can as soon as we can.
So until FAA and NTSB gets there, are you basically in charge of the scene JSO in terms of securing it and looking for any of the other?
The actual cause of death with the bodies will be JSO homicide. The air crash will be FAA and NTSB.
My only question, did it overshoot the airport or undershoot the airport?
Did it over or under? That would be up to the investigators to talk about of what occurred in the plane crash.